Hey Cancer, what's up? Welcome in. Hope you guys are doing well today. This is going to be a quick reading for in between the eclipses. If you found your way here, feel like you recognize me, you probably do from previous channels that I have had here on YouTube. I am going to get into that story, eventually when the time is right, when I feel guided by my spirit guides to do so. But that's not today. Okay, so anyways, happy to have you here, wherever you're coming from, whether you see me around or, I'm just a strange face to you out here on the internet. But we do have the two eclipses that are happening in the month of September. We already had one. We had our eclipse in Pisces, and now we're moving into the eclipse in Virgo, a partial solar eclipse in Virgo. And so I wanted to just do readings to get a quick grasp on the energy. Now, I did do your reading yesterday, and I was pretty happy with the flow of it, but there was a lot of negative energy that kind of came in after that. So something about it wasn't quite right is I guess the best way. Like, my spirit guides were just telling me that there was something in there that wasn't supposed to. No, it's not that it wasn't supposed to be. It was the wrong message. It was like interference in your message. So cleared the energy, starting over again today, and see where it goes from here. Okay. All right. We're going to start with before the eclipse. This could be before the Virgo eclipse, before the upcoming Virgo eclipse, or before the past Pisces eclipse that we just had. We're kind of in between the two. We're in this portal window, right? So let's see what happened before, or where you were before. We have the Hermit. Okay. We have the Ace of Swords. And we have the Six of Swords. All right, that makes a lot of sense to me. The bottom of the deck, we have the Magician, the King of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. And underneath that, we have the Ten of Cups here. Okay, so I know you can't really see this, but you saw me shuffle and pull the cards. So let's take a look. So I feel like before the eclipses, you may have been taking some time to focus on your health and the cycle of things. You were learning about something. Like, there's definitely a lot of new information that's coming in. We all know, there's a lot of information out there being exposed. And Cancer, you've had Pluto, if you are a Cancer rising, you had Pluto in your 7th house, Capricorn, for the past 18 years or whatever, until it moved into Aquarius. And there's so many other aspects to get into this, but you've been dealing with a cycle that has gone on for much longer than those who are new in your life even realize. It could be with family, it could be with career, it could be with friends. You'll have to take it how it resonates for you. But there's been a power dynamic at play in your relationships and in your contracts with others, with other people, okay? most of you, if not all of you, experience, and you're still on the tail end of it for many, many reasons. You're still on the tail end of this coming out of that phase. There's some stuff about the Kali Yuga too, like if you get into, if you want to research that a little bit, there's a lot of stuff about just us as a collective coming out of a Kali Yuga phase, which is just a very negative phase, and moving into a much more positive phase. And speaking of positive phases, you have Jupiter in your sign, which I'm sure you already know that if you're even here watching, but that is bringing a lot of, it's expanding things. But mostly Jupiter brings good fortune and good luck. It's a benefic. So it's usually expanding things for good reason, okay? In this case, I think it's expanding your knowledge and what you're learning, what is being exposed to you, what's being exposed to you in terms of what I mentioned before, the power dynamics that have been at play in your life for a very long time. And you've gained that understanding from it. You may not have all the facts. You may not ever have all the facts. You may not want all the facts, because there's a real turning point that's happening where we're moving into happiness and joy. But there is, still this in-between phase where more information is coming to the surface. And in this case, you're moving on, but you're not through the rocky waters yet. This is the before tarot, okay? So there's still, this is telling me, at least before these eclipses, now I'm not sure, it could have been just before the Pisces, I feel like it's still continuing. Not sure I'm loving this different camera angle, but we'll see how it shows up. You guys can let me know too if anybody watched, for whoever sees this. But the underlying energy you had here was the Two of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Magician. Your life is about to get very busy very, very fast. There's a lot of resources coming in, things like that. But there's still rain. That you're still coming out of the rain, okay, with these relationships and whatnot. Yeah, we have perseverance on the bottom of the deck here. The cups are still being filled. There's a lot that still has to happen before this, King of Wands energy, the Magician energy, before you can just take off, is what I'm seeing so far, okay? I am going to pull some oracle as well, in addition to the tarot, to get clarification, but let's go ahead and move on to what the energies currently are looking like for after. You're healing. For starters, there's healing. Lots of healing going to be taking place in the collective. And after Jupiter, even after Jupiter is done with your sign, it's going to be moving into Leo, which is going to be the second house for you, which is your finances. So there's something here maybe that, I don't know, some kind of past you're healing from. The Hierophant is here. That's the Most High God. The old ways or customs, religions. Hold on. There it is. And the Queen of Cups. And I'm going to say that Queen of Cups is you. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Star card, and Judgment on the bottom of the deck with the Page of Wands under here. All right, so I do very much like this underlying energy. There's a actual rebirth happening, an awakening happening, and you're after all the chaos, after all the truths are exposed, after, you know, and don't wait for that to happen to be in your own energy and with yourself and with the flow and do your own thing. But what I'm saying is that heavy energy that has been playing the power dynamic in your life with your family, your relationships, your co-workers, things like that, there is healing and resolution coming in. You're going to be closing that chapter out. Some of this is about Saturn too, and Saturn's retrograde back into Pisces during this whole eclipse season for you. So, but you may actually move into a stage where you're studying more. Some of you may be moving. You may have had, you know, the eclipse is happening in your third house. There could have been a traumatic experience with your neighbors, your siblings, things like that. And there's something that you're releasing in regards to that, which is this, you know, taking the steps to move forward and then healing afterwards. It's not an easy decision. Anytime we're going through power dynamics and relationships and with other people, because people are people, right? Everyone's got opinions and everyone's got a frame of reference that they're viewing a situation from, and it may not be the frame of reference that the person standing next to them that they're having a conversation with is viewing it from, right? So wait. I don't want to say wait, but there's more clarity coming is what I want to say. There's more clarity coming. There's more stuff, and you'll know when the time is right for that specifically. Okay? But you have to timing is everything, right? Timing is everything. Let's just pull from the Dirt Gems and see what we get there. The star represents Aquarius as well. That could be, it's almost like, well, let's just see what we get here. Blue Vervain. We have Nettle. Come out recently. Damiana? Damiana? I don't know how to say that. Card number 36. And on the bottom we have Angelica and Holy Basil. Well, this is about angels and being protected from demons. Look at this. I'm just gonna say it. You could have been healing from someone who was out here, not healing from it, but hermiting. You were hermiting from somebody out here peacocking as well. I will say that. Which, you know, ain't nothing wrong with peacocking. We all have our peacock energy. I'm just interested to see what this blue vervain is. I'm sure it's a very good, strong, positive energy. And peacocking is, well, this is protection of your dream space. Ooh, I like that. Blue vervain is a dear and faithful protector of our most vulnerable state and habitat, our dream space. Blue vervain, oh, here, let me get my glasses on. What am I doing? All right. Blue vervain regenerates our nervous systems, not by giving energy or connecting us more brightly with our on, but because they allow us to rest, restore, and renew. They're an ally to those who have suffered trauma at any point in their lives and who therefore find it difficult to feel relaxed or safe, even when the original threat is well past or gone. Yeah. Blue vervain is a soft and heavy blanket to wrap yourself in and fully let go. It's just like today, before I was even making this video, I totally forgot what reminded me of this, but before I was making this video, I logged into my Google account. You know, when somebody keeps using my phone number or some type of previous access, I don't know how, through an app or something, that they got connected into my Google account, but even just before I came into this, I found them logged in. I finally was able to get them logged out, but I don't know that they're not coming back into my Google account, and I surely haven't given anyone authorization to be there. And this is the same problem that I keep having every time I come back. So, I don't know what's up with that. Honestly, I don't. But I do know this. You know, I've posted about it. I don't want to keep bringing it up and talking about it because we're moving on. But I think that maybe there are some conversations to be had, and I'm ready to have them. So, I don't know. You might be feeling that way in your life as well, but you're protected here. Your dream space is protected. The dream space. Your dream space is protected. So, you know, the times when you're most vulnerable, right? Like, I turned my back for like 10 minutes to go do something and had turned off whatever for Google and came back and turned it on, and then boom, it was like a Google pop-up. 22 minutes ago, such and such happened with your account, and it wasn't me because I was busy 20-some minutes ago, you know, with my dogs. I knew it wasn't me, so I went in and I managed to get them out. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with all of that. I really don't. And, you know, I'm sure that there's more to come. And so if you found your way here to this reading and you're finding yourself in some situation where, you know, every time you turn your back, someone's taking advantage of your vulnerability for some reason that you don't have a freaking clue about, and you have you know, you're trying to get out here and tell your story just about your healing, right? If that's resonating with you, then this is, you know, this is probably your reading. If any of the stuff that I have mentioned in this reading is resonating with you, then this is probably your reading. But there is judgment happening here. There's, you know, there's an awakening, a revelation. This is the angels singing, and a sense of cleansing, you know, like the star, she's bathing, right? She's having her little spiritual bath there in the forest, and she's pouring water into herself and also nourishing the lamb beside her so that that can also later nourish her. It's about balance. It's all about balance. It's not all about you, Cancer, or me, or this other person, or that person over there. It's, you know, there's a whole story of interweaving, intertwining that exists out here. And it's an interesting one, if nothing else. I know that. I don't know much more than that, and I'm gonna leave that there. But I do think that you've got a lot of protection here. You've got a lot of good stuff coming in. I'm gonna pull this one, Pursuits to Consider card for you. Oh, well, you got two. Let's see. Your qualities include intuition, influence, and a commanding presence. In your hectic schedule, amid your hectic schedule, you find opportunities for social engagements, leading to a boost in your esteem and stature. You find yourself in esteemed and prosperous circumstances. Strive to avoid stress-inducing situations. As you navigate challenges, remember to rise above the storms, and you discover the sunshine that awaits you. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a damn door. And it might not say the damn part, but you know what? I said it. Build the damn door. That's what they say. Build it, and it will come, and they will come. Right? All right. We'll go ahead and read this one too. You maintain pursuits to consider. You maintain loyalty, a visionary outlook, and unwavering determination. To maintain an orderly routine, it's important to engage in some strategic planning. Rather than dwelling on the opinions of others, forge ahead with confidence in your own competence and inner strength. Cultivate improved connections with your close friends and contacts. The time is on your side. Remember, there's a certain thrill in accomplishing what may seem impossible. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Ain't that the truth? Anytime we learn a lesson, right, it's generally difficult. Like, it's because we're studying something that we don't already know and learning from whatever, you know, our knowledge base is and our frame of reference. It's never an easy path, you know, whether it's something as simple as academic or it's something much more broad, like, oh, I messed up and I shouldn't have, whatever, invested in this. Oh, I messed up and I shouldn't have retired and moved back to the state that I was born in, because that was a huge mistake. That was a huge mistake. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. You may be looking at moving seriously, or you could just be, I'm not necessarily trying to move. Let me clarify that. It was a mistake, but I am looking for my, you know, I want roots. I've been uprooted so much, man. I actually like being able to be organized, be stable. You know, Cancer, you can probably resonate with that. But anyway, sorry if I come to the reading with so much excitement. It's all that Sagittarius that I have in my chart, and sometimes it's a lot. But the main key here, you've had it kind of rough, and everybody knows you've had it rough, but it's your time, Cancer. Jupiter's in your sign. From there, it's like a whole new sweeping, but it's going to take time to go through all those cycles, right? You know, and with the Pluto retrograde thing, and then just there's a little bit of patience required on our part to get through this. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on out there in the world that affects each and every one of us a lot more than we may realize at the moment, if that makes sense. Hope you're tracking. But anyways, I hope this resonated, because it looks fantastic on the other side of the eclipses for you. I think that Cancers have a huge road of success ahead of you. That doesn't mean it's going to be without trials and tribulations, right? It's absolutely going to have trials and tribulations. The key is the actions that you take, and focusing on the good, and the good, the joy, the happy, the all of that, and not the negative, definitely not the fear. And you're letting the daggone shame that other people have cast on you, you know, if you're feeling fear and you're feeling shame, and I don't want to say other people have cast it on you, whatever, maybe it comes from within. A lot of mine comes from within, but you know, there's a story there, right? And you may have that kind of similar story, but you're not going to focus on that anymore. There's healing. Like, at some point you have to say, like, I've healed enough to move forward, right? And even if you've tried before and it didn't work, you still got to try again. It's, you know, it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up. Okay, I'll leave you with that. Love you guys. I'll see you next time.